Raiders hit Lady... Messing with primitives by pretending to be gods is a little scenario that we're going to be setting up here. I've already set up an alien species, which is the totally not going to turn you into slaves whilst pretending to be gods. We're quickly going to go have a quick look at her here. Empire name, yeah, apparently the name is so long it does not fit in the box, so totally not going to turn you into slaves whilst pretending to be gods. Here's, of course, our species name. We are reptilians, because of course we are reptilians. How could we not invade or infiltrate an alien species pre-FTL without being reptilians? Let's be honest here. These are the important things that come with this sort of scenario. And of course we are mining guilds. I threw some mechanics in there as well, but all the civics and all that stuff doesn't really matter. It's militarist, authoritarian, and materialist. We're gonna go for the three-way on our ethics here. Think of that what you will. And trade-wise, it's fairly straightforward. Natural sociologist. We're gonna full-on roleplay on this bad boy because, you know, we gotta don those meat suits. And how are we gonna don those meat suits if we don't have the sociology trait? Of course, that's the important one right there. Also, empire name, that's all fair enough. Name and class, our homeworld is called Home, and our star name is Tau Ceti. If you get them, we're just gonna need to crank up the primitive civilizations here to ×5. Because the more primitive civilizations there are, the more aliens we gotta mess with. Hey, hello there. We got ourselves our first primitives. They are fairly advanced. It's a space-age primitive society. What a delight. They're right around the corner as well, and we're gonna need to say hi to them. I think that would be a great idea for everybody involved. We found ourselves another civilization over here. They have a giant pyramid, and they're in the Renaissance area. Clearly, when you're in the Renaissance, you build pyramids, because that makes sense. But they're right next to each other, which is great. Where are my policies here? Native enlightenment is allowed. Native interference is unrestricted. So native enlightenment and native interference need to be maxed out, because it means that we can mess around with these here Xenos as much as we want, which is great. And it also means we have other things enabled. Not that we would go into that sort of thing, but you know, it's an option. Who knows? We may actually lift up these guys to the max and then be like, hey, so our armies could, you know, use a little bit of lovin' there. And I'm not saying mech lovin', but you know, it gets the job done, I guess. Why? That is an interesting route you're taking there, colony ship. So we got this cool menu here in the observation post. I really wish I could just pop this out, and that this was a far more involved menu. But yeah, we can do passive observation, which gives us +8 society research. We can go for aggressive observation, which gives us 10, but there may be some consequences. Then there's indoctrination, which means that they will slowly but steadily become indoctrinated. Anomaly found. And then there is technological enlightenment, which will give them full ownership over their home system, but it will turn them into a protectorate. Now we're going to turn them into aggressive observation for now, because who knows what sort of hilarity will pop up. And this is a Renaissance situation as well. As soon as they hit the machine age, I think, we can start to rapidly upgrade them to something more interesting. But yeah, we're going to go for aggressive observation for now. And maybe some hilarity will happen on the way there. Oh, it's so frustrating. Oh my lord, we found ourselves another primitive society. What do we got here? 8 pups. That means they're super primitive. They're Bronze Age aliens. And they live on a tomb world. Because of course they do. Is there another one in here? Oh lordy, there is another tomb world in here. Mark my words, this is going to be another species similar to that one. They were like in a war or something, and now they basically nuked themselves back into oblivion or something along those lines. I do like it when these sort of things happen.
System survey.
Oh my, is this the same planet? Yes! Yeah, yes it is. It looks like we got ourselves a tomb world with primitives on it. That is a delight. Okay, the primitives are eking out an existence on these ashy plains. This is an event chain, because these two worlds used to be part of a singular empire, and then they nuked themselves into the ground. And you know what? It just means this.
Initial colonization.
It's just free real estate.
Complete.
That's what it is.
Construction project concluded.
It's just free real estate. So it turns out these two primitive worlds, apparently were at war with each other at some point. They flourished into an early space age, and then they colonized another rock, and then they started nuking each other. Both planets were ravaged by fallout, and nuclear winter followed on its heels. Well, that is just so sad. Can I get an F in chat for sadness? Thank you, chat. It means a lot to me. I've played Stellaris for about 2,000 hours, but I really like it when they add new systems inside of it, because it means that you know, we can learn about new events. I don't know. I don't only know a couple of the dig sites by memory.
Research concluded.
What exactly they do, but overall, like, I think they're just fine. Oh my lord!
System survey concluded.
There are some good resources in this stuff. Yes. Okay. So, the science team that on his observation station has noticed something weird. It looks like a pyramid has been built on this planet. That is weird. Apparently it was a joke. And it's an hilarious prank, and it will go down in the history. And let's hope no bad consequences will happen. Also, we could just nuke it from orbit, or we could just recall the team and the entire station will be dismantled. But why would we want to do that? That's a great pyramid. Now they have got two of them. Yeah, that's hilarious. I like that. Let's keep it like that. Maybe they'll finally realize that we are in fact gods. Do we ever get anything good from passive observation? No. But passive observation is basically who watches the Watchers from Star Trek The Next Generation. If you remember that episode where Picard was pretending to be a god, or at least they thought he was. It was hilarious. People died. My lord. No, we're not doing that. We're actively doing things here. And oh no, spectral clockwork. Yeah, that's bad. But yeah, it looks like several of our abduction team stations on the observation post have apparently been using thrusters to generate some crop circles. Okay. Apparently we've severely reprimanded them for the prank. I disagree with that. Give those guys a full pardon. And apparently a new religion is formed based on the patterns. Totally not going to turn into slaves while pretending to be gods. Excellent work, everybody. Excellent work. Okay, so we are way over admin cap, and we do not care. Lost burrows. Extensive excavation of the fossilized imprints within the giant subterranean arthropod remains on our traders have confirmed that these are indeed remnants of a city, populated by hundreds of thousands of meter-tall, tool-using creatures. This city was constructed in the very bowels of the giant arthropod. Wait, there's a city inside of the giant enemy crab. Did they hit it? I think they hit its weak point for massive damage. What do we got? The host. After painstaking analysis of large number of fossils, and we found a miraculous finds of early writing. A primitive civilization, Artrades, and our giant arthropod that was home to them. Wait a minute. It's Artrades, and there's a giant arthropod? Shah Halud is here! The sleeper has awoken! The citizens became aware that they were living within the digestive chamber of a much larger species. Apparently, the turmoil in the arthropod's lower gut led to severe peristalsis. What that is it's basically throwing up. The entire populace was promptly dissolved by the host's violent stomach acids. Hostile environment adaptation.
Special project concluded.
What is that? Technology
Research
gains.
concluded.
Oh, it's just habitability plus 5%. Well, that's delightful. So yeah, these primitives, they got dissolved in their own home. That is. Well, press F, to pay your respects, I guess. I mean, I need more of these observation aliens. We are actively doing aggressive observation. And we only had one event with the pyramid. And there's pyramids for everybody now, so that is fine. But we need more pyramids, or at least more events involved in
System
pyramids.
survey concluded.
Now, obviously, we can't don our skin suits yet, or our meat suits, until... Oh, Federation builders. Oh, cool. They're unfriendly, though, because of a bombardment policy. Well, we can adjust that, and they don't like the fact that we... Okay, well, in the meantime, well, as long as they are overwhelming to us... Boom bump. Oh, my lord. Where is it? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have ourselves our grand herald. Well, that is just straight up unfortunate that it's over there and not anywhere useful, I'm afraid. And they've already managed to mine out one of that side. We need to go to war right now. Hey, man. I'm actually really tempted to make friends with these guys, because in the grimdark future, there is only primitives. So apparently, I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like, I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like that this colony ship has no valid route to this planet. Could be, though. Not entirely sure if that is the case. Are we going to see Border Gore? I don't know. Do you consider this Border Gore? I do need to make my name bigger, though. The cool thing about Stellaris is if a friend ever asks you, hey, give me a reason to buy this game that is currently on sale. It's really easy. The biggest selling point of this game is you get to pick a color and then watch it cover the entire map. If you play well, that is. I stole that from Reddit. I'm not gonna lie. That's not my joke. It's still hilarious.
System survey concluded.
There's been a sweeping change in the ways of the primitive Gagassi since we aggressively started observing the members of their species. Their hatred of our abduction shuttles has made them extremely mistrustful of anything they consider foreign, while at the same time strengthening the bonds and feels towards their own culture. Oh my lord, we have generated ourselves some xenophobes. Space-age xenophobes. What a delight. Here we go. This derelict rock is going to be Lady Jessica.
Construction project concluded.
We got a cruiser. For free.
Construction project concluded. Anomaly.
We found ourselves some more aliens. They're in the Steam Age.
System survey concluded.
They want resources. Have some minerals. We've more than enough of those anyway. Stuff.
System survey concluded.
Ooh. Now, all of a sudden, this pocket of the galaxy begins to be more and more interesting. And oh my lord, the primitive alien civilization of Magic 1 has unlocked the secrets of steam power. Heresy, I say. Heresy. Steam power. My lord. I will not stand for this. This right here is an outrage. An outrage, I say. We're gonna have to deal something with that. The Butcher, yes! Are they still working on steam power? Because we cannot have that stuff. It's dangerous. Steam power is way too dangerous technology for these guys. We're gonna go and do something like... May God have mercy on their souls. We're gonna go and just invade this here primitive species. They're not gonna like it, but it's for the good. We can't have the proliferation of steam power going anywhere else. Oof.
Construction project concluded.
Just trying to develop a better kettle. Who knows? That would be the case if this was a spiffing Brit, channel, but it ain't.
Planetary incursion
we've subjugated the natives. Our armies have successfully invaded and subdued the primitive forces of Magic 1. The locals have given up all attempts at fighting back and have now subsumed their civilization into our empire. They got stellar shock, though. What does stellar shock actually do? Well, it means that they are not particularly happy. Also, their performance... Oh, the good lord, there is a potential uprising going on here. Yeah, a stratified economy. They don't like that. Well... That is just a shame, because now it just means that I'm going to need to allow for slavery to happen, because there will only be happiness into our empire. Hello there. How you doing? Hi there. That's going to set your rights. You are now a domestic servitude species, and all is well in the universe. Ooh, another societal shift. We are seeing a definitive deep space black site. We're seeing a definitive movement towards a more militaristic society by various Pirorian governments. Their standing military forces, such as they are, have become more professional in nature. We have literally turned this alien species into Prussia. Iron Age Prussia. Their technological society. An industrial revolution. Concluded. The alien civilization on Zimpak, which is this place, have entered a new era of history, having developed into a fully industrialized society. The dramatic effect of this revolution is felt across the planet. Factories have sprung up everywhere. Improved medicines have resulted in increased population growth, and new scientific innovations are appearing at an alarming regularity. Well, we're going to continue our surveillance efforts. There are 16 pops on this rock. And we are aggressively observing them. Well, actually, we could... Yeah, we're just going to aggressively observe them. And before World War I. It can break out. I know it can. I also know that they can nuke themselves. Which is sadly a thing.
Construction project.
Primitive space station? What is this? The Endurga civilization on Soju 4 has finished construction of a primitive space station in low orbit over their homeworld. It generates gravity through centrifugal force. Although its avionics and power systems are crude by our standards, it must be considered a significant achievement given the technological base of what they're working on. My god, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. It spins. They've been playing quite a lot of Kerbal Space Program over there. Please, dear natives of this planet, please move over to your nearest probing facility.
Mining station offline.
And we do have a bunch of pirates currently in our space. We're just gonna let them jump around Duncan, I guess, or wherever they're gonna go, or they're gonna go straight to our capital. I hope not, but that'd be a little bit annoying. We brought one in. There they are. They're venerable, natural engineers, and sedentary. Oh, we gotta set their rights immediately. That's the sound of some good stuff right there. Raiders hit Lady. Oh no, the Raiders hit Lady Jessica. Oh, this is terrible. Why am I laughing? Oh no, the consequences will never be the same. Oh, that's terrible. Oh no, the raiding parties. Oh no, Lady Jessica. No. Oh, that's just unfortunate. 7 and up, everybody.
Construction project concluded.
This primitive world with the planet on it. As part of our observation efforts on Soju 4, abduction teams have surgically installed brain implants on a number of the test subjects to track them and monitor their behavior. Unfortunately, due to a malfunction manufacturing flaw, many of these implants have malfunctioned and are now having an adverse effect on the behavior of the subjects. There have been a number of suicides and at least 3 episodes of violent hysteria. Staff of our observation post has asked for help in rounding up the remaining subjects and removing their implants. If it's remove malfunction implants, or it's not our problem. This is clearly not our problem. Look, it's fine if you're going to be installing implants, but it's not our problem if something bad happens. So it's 23 pops remaining on this rock. Well, I'll tell you what. We're just gonna leave them alone for now, and
construction project concluded.
Why can I not? Well, that was a space age. Why am I not allowed to put them on technological enlightenment? Has the policy native enlightenment enabled? Well, everything is set to go. I guess I'll just have to bomb them some more. We'll keep on bombing them. Well, bombing will continue until morale improves. Although our operatives on the service of Soju 4 are now numbered in the thousands, the progress of our operation has been slow. An infiltration cell has recently attempted to overthrow the government of one of the planet's major nations in a violent coup. Only to have the attempt foiled, and most of the cell members have been killed. Another cell fortunately managed to retrieve their bodies before the authorities could identify them as Xenos. But it's a significant setback. Oh my god, this progress has been reduced. That is just... This is just bad. Oh man, this planet's gonna... They're gonna join the fold soon. We're basically consolidation. We've managed to replace most of the world leaders with our own disguised agents, with a few unfortunate exceptions. Efforts are underway to now deal with the last few stubborn holdouts, but we have to push to the date as the plan revealed. So sooner or later, we're gonna reveal ourselves. Let's hope that you know, there's not gonna be like a terrible war or something that's gonna pop up. Ooh, hello, there's rogue agent. One of our covert operatives has gone rogue. The poor misguided fool has apparently been smitten by a Darbolian female. And the two have been eloping to parts unknown on the planet's surface. We are yet uncertain whether or not our agent has revealed his true alien nature to his love interest, or he's still posing as a Xeno to her. Needless to say, this is a tremendous security breach. We should do everything in our power to bring the agent back. Well, there's some good news and there's some bad news. The good news is that we managed to take over one of these planets. What a joy. The bad news is, however, is that there's a war coming on this here rock. And unless we bring a science ship into place, well, let's put it this way. For some reason, we now own an early space station. I'm not entirely sure why that is. I'm sure there's a good reason for it. But, well, in about 500 days, war is going to begin, and we're going to have to move Zig, and that's obviously not the greatest thing in the world. Oh, look, a new non-aggression pact. Wow, look at that background. That seems very accurate for the situation. Now, obviously, we could totally save this planet if we wanted to, but we really want to? There's 28 pops here. I do feel that we need to do a little bit of resettling. I feel maybe move into Lady Jessica or something. But I'm definitely gonna move a couple of pops over there. There we go. So this is gonna move all the specialists over and all that stuff. Yeah, this is oh no. Oh, Ximpak has been next. After achieving the complete domination over the political leadership, we've successfully managed to take over this planet. That is exciting stuff. Everybody's super happy about this particular situation. I'm a little bit more curious about this event, but because I'm pretty sure this should not be happening as of the moment. Apparently, we need to avert war on this planet. We got 81 days to do it, but we already own the planet. I think we have once again managed to break the game. As I mentioned earlier, the early space station is also ours. I'm not entirely sure how this all happened. 17 days remaining. Let's hope that nothing terrible happens. Oh no.
Construction project complete.
Yeah, okay. So, the planet just turned into a good old tomb world. Despite the efforts of our infiltration cells on the planet that we already owned, apparently they've gone to the full-scale war, and they've cleansed the entire surface into a nuclear radioactive wasteland, and everybody's dead. Well, that's a disaster. Well, that's just straight up unfortunate, especially considering I'm pretty sure there's still going to be a couple of these here aliens sitting on this here space station overlooking the desolate wasteland. And I think this is also a good time to start wrapping up this here video. Yeah, as these here aliens sit on their space station, slowly running out of supplies, slowly running out of oxygen, overlooking the planet that they once called their home, that they still call their home, except that it's now a radioactive wasteland. Such a shame, but this is how it works in the galaxy. And sometimes when you play God, you're gonna have to deal with the nuclear-tipped consequences. Until next time, take good care of yourselves, and as always, each other.